an example of continuous reinforcement schedule. Eddie, I'm going to give you your phoneme cards, and I want you to tell me the sounds of each of the phonemes. Can you tell me each phoneme when you look at the phonogram? I'm going to give you a token each time you get one right, okay?
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. Good. Very good. Very good. Okay, now then we're going to make this an intermittent reinforcement schedule. I'm going to give the student some words to read. He's going to read the words and sound them out. And I am going to use an intermittent reinforcement schedule for the reading of these words. Okay?
B.
Very good. Then let's check on the other students.
Cha. Pa. Ja. Pa. G. Do. Yes.
Very good. Very good.
In. Act.
Very good.
So.
Very good. Okay. Ready for next one? Okay. This one is going to be an example of differential reinforcement of other behavior. Eddie has chosen a book. He likes the book Corduroy. And this is a bear that vibrates. So he is allowed to hold the bear, and that will give some sensory stimulation, which is the function of the tapping that he does. Instead of the tapping, we're going to reinforce the fact that he's holding on to the bear. We're going to actually reinforce the absence of the behavior of tapping. If he does begin to tap, then I'll stop reading and the bear will have to be removed for 10 seconds. So this is a book that he chose. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. I didn't know I'd lost a button, he said to himself. Tonight, I'll go and see if I can find it. Very good. Very good. Okay. The next one is going to be, we are going to have an example of differential reinforcement of an alternate behavior. I will not reinforce the problem of behavior of shouting out, but I will reinforce the behavior of using a sign when the student needs to get my attention. Okay, now then we are going to I'm going to go and work with the other students for a few minutes. And when I work with those, I want you to sit and do this activity. But when you need me, I just need you to do the sign, okay? Give me the sign. If you need to go to the bathroom, give me this sign. If you need something, some materials, you give me this sign, okay? But no shouting out, okay? No shouting out. This was a shout out.
Circle.
Now you say, Miss Cindy.
Miss Cindy. Circle. Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy.
Good morning for behavior. So now I need you to give me your sign. Oh, yes. What do you need, Eddie? You need one of those?
Just square go there.
Yes, you do. Very good.
Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy.
Yes,
Just go there.
yes, yes. Very good. Okay. Very good. That was a good job the way you used your signs to get my attention. I like that. Okay, next we are going to have an example. This is going to be an example of differential reinforcement of an incompatible behavior. I will reinforce the use of a stress ball, which is the stress ball. Squeezing the stress ball is going to be a replacement behavior for scratching his face. The student does have a problem behavior of scratching his face to the point of being a serious problem. He does it when he is given an assignment or when anything happens that causes stress, or anxiety. So I'm about to give a math test, but when I give you the math test, anytime that you feel the urge to scratch your skin or to pick at it or pull at it, instead I want you to use the stress ball. I want you to squeeze the ball, and then each time you squeeze the ball, instead of scratching at your skin, I'm going to give you a token. Tokens can be used for shopping later. So here is your math test, and here is your ball. And whenever you feel like scratching at your skin, use the ball instead of scratching, okay? And you will get a reinforcement each time you do that, all right? Here's the ball. Here's your pen. Here's your pen. Okay. Use your ball. Use your ball. Good job. Good job. Good job. I like the way you're using the ball. Very good. Good job. Okay. Use the stress ball. That's very good. Okay. Our next activity is going to be a shaping intervention. For a student who needs to wear glasses and who has been prescribed glasses but will not put them on. So, we are going to use a shaping procedure, and the first step is going to be for the student to touch the glasses. I just want him to touch them. That is going to be our first step, and this is where our first approximation will start. So, look at the glasses. Do you see the glasses? Can you touch them? Okay. Are they cold?
A little bit.
Okay. Very good. Okay, I am so proud that you touched the glasses. Okay, a token in your cup because you touched the glasses. Very good. Okay, and after 3 events and positive reinforcement, then we will move to step 2. The step 2 is going to be that he will pick up the glasses because if you would look, Eddie, if you would just take the glasses in your hand, and will you pick them up? Can you pick them up? Good. Okay. Very good. Okay. See, that was great. All right. Picked up the glasses. Very good. Okay. Put them there. Okay. Very good. We want to lay them like that. Okay. Very good. After 3 events of picking up the glasses and being reinforced for that, then we will move on to the 3rd step. The 3rd step will involve, of course, the first 2 steps, in addition to the 3rd step of just letting the glasses touch your face. Just let them touch your face. It's not easy. Okay. They just have to touch. Look, what we can do is, I know you don't want to put them on yet, so we can just put them up like this and just let them touch your face. We can just let them touch. That's all we have to do. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. I like that. Okay. Very good. Okay. And after 3 events of touching and 3 presentations of the positive reinforcement, then we can move to the next step. Step 4 will be, of course, the first 3 steps, in addition to the fact that the child will put them on his nose. So, let me show you what I want you to do. Right here is the middle part, and that part is supposed to touch your nose. If you will just let it touch your nose, you can leave them folded and touch your nose like that, or you can open them and let them touch your nose just like that. You think you can do that?
Sure.
So you can do it either way that you want to do it. It's your choice. Open them and just let it touch your nose. Very good. Or you can close them. Good job. Did the centerpiece touch? Very good. I like that. Very good. Okay, after 3 events of touching the nose and being reinforced for that, we'll move to the next step. The next step is to put the glasses on with the nose piece touching the nose and the 2 stems on each side over the ears. So let me show you how you can just slide them in and leave them. And you don't have to leave them for very long at all. You can just put them on and leave them for a second and take them off. And you can do it when you want to. You can do it how you want to. You can let them stay on a while if you want to, or you can just take them right off. So let me see if you can do that. You think you can do that?
Sure.
Very good. They're all the way on. Okay, very good. Good job. Okay, all the way on. Okay, and that's all the steps. You touched them, you picked them up, you let them touch your face, you put them on your nose, and you put them on your ears. That was a good job. Okay, so now the child that had an aversion to putting on the glasses and threw them on the ground every time he was getting the glasses is now putting the glasses on his face as a shaping exercise. Okay, our next activity is going to be an example of forward chaining and a visual response prompt. The visual response prompt is going to be the instructions that are right here, the picture schedule. So we're going to use the pictures to know what to do next. The activity is going to be with peeling an orange. So this is an example of forward chaining. All right, every time you look at an orange, and if you would like to eat an orange, would you like to eat an orange?
Yes.
If you see an orange and you would like to eat one, then the first thing you do is pick it up. You can pick up the orange, okay? All right, Shoni, can you pick up the orange? Okay, good job. You picked up the orange. Very good. Okay, now then, so we're going to see it. When you see it, let's put it right here. And when you see it, what is it going to make you do? What step are you going to think about? When you see it, the next thing you're going to do is
Peel it. Eat it.
you are going to pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. See, there's our picture right there. Number 1 is see it. Number 2 is pick it up. Okay? So when you see it, you can pick it up. That's the second step. Okay? So let me see. When you see the all right, well, let me put it here first. What is the first step?
See the orange.
Good job. Right there. See the orange. Okay? What is the next step?
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Can you do that? Pick it up. Very good. Okay, you went to step 2 again. Okay? After you pick up the orange, when you're holding it, that is going to remind you how to peel it. Do you know? Look at the picture. The next thing we do for step 3 is we put our thumb right there at the top. Can you put your thumb on the top? Just put it there and let it rest. Good. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's start back at the beginning. Okay, here we go. Now, when you walk by, what is the first thing that you do when you want to eat something? What is the first thing that you're going to do with it?
See it.
See the orange. Very good. What is the next thing? When you see it, that's going to remind you to do what? Pick it up. When you pick it up, that's going to remind you to do what?
Peel it.
Put your thumb. Put your thumb at the top. Very good. Put your thumb at the top. Now then, step 4, the next step is to press your thumb hard enough to break the skin. You press it hard enough to break. Very good. That is step 4. That's step 4. You broke the skin. You've got a little piece of the skin broken. Very good. Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so what is the first thing you're going to do?
See the orange.
Very good. What is the next thing you're going to do? When you see it, that reminds you to?
Pick it up.
Good. Can you do that? Okay. What's the next thing? When you pick it up and you feel it, what is it going to remind you to do?
My thumb on it.
Very good. Okay. And once your thumb is on the top, what is that going to remind you to do?
Press in and pull the skin.
Very good. Press in and pull. Very good. So this time you're going to pull and you're going to pull the skin away. Very good. Okay. You got it pulled away. Good. Okay. That's good. All right. So that is step 5. You're going to pull the skin away. Very good. Okay. So one more time. Let's do it. Here we go. What is this first step? What does that remind you to do?
See it.
See it. Okay. Now, when you see it, what are you going to do?
Pick it up.
Can you pick it up? Very good. When you pick it up, hold it right out here so we can see. When you pick it up, what is feeling it going to remind you to do?
Put my thumb at the top.
Very good. Put your thumb at the top. Now then, and once your thumb is at the top, what is that going to remind you to do?
To press in and peel it.
Very good. To press in and peel it. Good. And then number 5, what is the next thing you're going to do? Pull it away. Okay. Now number 6 is you're going to pull all the way down to the bottom. Pull to the bottom. Very good. All the way to the bottom. That is number 6. You are pulling the skin down to the bottom. Okay, that's good. You practiced that one time. Okay, so now let's go back through the steps again. What is the first thing you're going to do?
See it.
Good. What is the second thing you're going to do?
Pick it up.
Good. Can you do that? Keep it way up here. Okay, good.
It's 10 o'clock.
What is the third thing you're going to do?
Put my thumb on the top.
Very good. And what is the fourth thing you're going to do?
Press in and pull the skin back.
Good. And you can take another piece there and do that. Yes. And then after you pull it up a little bit, what is the next thing that we just learned to do?
Pull it all the way down.
Pull it all the way to the bottom. Very good. So you're going to pull it all the way to the bottom. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put it down and we're going to go through it again. Now this next step is you're going to pull the skin off. After you get it all the way to the bottom, you can pull it off. And you can put it in a pile right here that we're going to put in the trash. Okay, here we go. What's the first step?
See it.
Good. What is the second step?
Pick it up.
Good. Good. When you feel it, what are you going to do?
Put my thumb at the top.
Very good. When you feel your thumb at the top, what's the next thing that it will remind you to do?
Press in and pull the skin back.
Right, and you can do that on a piece there. Good, very good. Okay, and after you're pulling it, the skin away at the top, what are you going to do?
Pull it all the way down to the bottom.
Pull it to the bottom. Very good, and you can do that. Okay, and now then, once you get to the bottom, what are you going to do?
Pull it off.
Pull it off. Very good. Very good. Okay, now let's look at our next step. Our next step says continue pulling until there is no more skin. So look at our picture here. It will look just like this all over, but with no skin on it. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. What is, when you see it sitting here, what is your first step?
See it.
Good. And the second step?
Pick it up.
Pick it up. What's the next step? That's going to remind you.
Thumb on the top.
Good. And then the next one?
Press down and peel the skin back.
Good. You can do that. Very good. And the next step?
Let's peel the skin away.
Good. And then after you start peeling some away, what are you going to do?
Take it all the way to the bottom.
All the way to the bottom. Very good. And once you get to the bottom, what are you going to do?
Pull it off.
Pull it off. Very good. Okay. And then you're going to begin to have something that looks like this. And this says continue until you have the whole orange looking like this. Can you continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Moving it and pulling it reminds you to keep on doing it. You just want to keep doing it, don't you? Good. Okay, once you get it to this point, let's sit it right here, and once you get it to this point, it says separate the peeled orange into sections. Can you see the picture of how that's done? Do you know how to do that? You can put your thumb or a finger in and pull apart. Pull it apart and see if you can't have the sections. Very good. Okay, take that piece, very good, into sections. You can do that. Put that into sections. Very good. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go over it one more time. Let's pretend like this skin is on here. And what are the steps to do? What are you going to do with it?
To see it.
See it, and when you see it, what does that remind you to do?
Pick it up.
Pick it up. When you pick it up, what are you going to do? What's that good?
Put my thumb at the top.
Yes. And once your thumb is at the top, what are you reminded to do?
Press in and pull the skin back.
Very good. Okay. When you start pulling it back at the top, what is that going to remind you to do?
Peel it off.
All the way
to
down,
the bottom.
and then pull it off. Very good. And then next, you have an orange that looks like this, and what is that going to remind you to do?
Pull it off into sections.
Into sections. Very good. Now, the next step is, once you get in and into sections, what can you do?
Eat it.
Eat it. Very good. Okay, you can pull that. You can eat one. Very good. And you can pull it into sections. Good. Okay, take it into sections. Now, there's one last thing that we have to tell you. If you feel a seed in your mouth, what are you going to do?
Spit it out.
You're going to spit it out. Should you just spit it on the floor, or are you going to spit it into a napkin?
No, into it.
We're going to spit it into a napkin. Good. And that's a lesson for another day, that we're going to spit it out, and we're going to learn how to appropriately spit a seed into a napkin. Very good. You did a great job with that. Okay. And we used our visual response prompt. We also had some other responses. All right, other response prompts. Okay, this is an example. Next, we're going to have an example of a backward chaining activity. So, with the backward chaining activity, we want to look at the finished product first. So first, we're going to look at a shoe that is tied in, that has a bow tied. The shoe is tied. It's tied in a bow. And we're going to do a backward chaining. So that means that we will start. We also have a visual response prompt. We will have a verbal response prompt as I give some instructions. And we'll have some gestural response prompts as we did with the last one. Okay, so our shoe, here is number 1. This is step number 1. And it shows a shoe that is completely tied. Does this shoe look like this shoe look like the pictured shoe? Can you see it there?
Yes.
Okay, there's the pictured one. I'm going to turn this way. Okay, there we go, so you can see it. Okay, now then, what we're going to do, we have a tied shoe. So, I am going to untie the laces. I'm going to begin to do a backward chaining. So, I'm going to tie the shoe all the way. Well, let me show you what we're going to do. Okay? So, I'm going to tie the shoe. And, let's see, I'm going to tie it, and I'm going to do like this. Okay, now then, the last step is going to be to pull these two pieces tight into a bow. Can you pull this piece and this piece tightly into a bow? Very good. Let me move these guys over. Okay, very good. Good job. You tied the shoe. Very good. Okay, you did the last step of tying the shoe. Very good. Okay, so you took those strings and you pulled them tight. Now then, next, we're going to take the shoe and it's going to have the loop in it. But what we need to do for the last step is we need to take the bow, put it around, just like that. Put it around and then pull it tight. Okay, so can you do that? Here we go. I'm going to have it like this. Wait just a minute. I'm going to show you. Take the bow like this. Can you put your hand on there? Good. Now, can you put your hand on this one? Take it around and put it through under the loop and now pull tight. Very good. Very good. And you have a tied shoe. Very good. You tied the shoe. Okay. Now then, the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take it, okay, and we are going to undo the loop that it has in the very beginning. So here we go. We're going to take it and we are going to put the loop in it, just like that, okay? And then we're going to do the other parts, all right? So can you take the loop, take the strings, and put the loop. Very good. Now, do you remember what to do next? Make a loop and go around. Where do you put the end of it?
To the hole.
Through the hole. Very good. Now, pull tight. Very good. Okay, very good. Okay, that's what you have is a tied shoe. Very good. Okay, so we're going to start again. And we're going to take, we've got the loops done. Okay, and we've got the shoe completely untied here. Okay, so here we go. We are going to, I'm going to put it right there with the pictures there. Okay, so you are going to take them by yourself and you're going to loop them over. Very good. And pull. Okay, make one loop on this side. Okay, and make another, go around it. Very good. Now stick it through where your finger was and pull tight. Very good. And you have completely tied the shoe. Very good. And that is an example of starting with a tied shoe and then doing one step at a time until you get the shoe completely tied. Very good. That's a great job. Okay. Our next intervention is going to be an example of a stimulus prompt. All right. In order to learn how to catch a ball, because catching a ball is difficult for some students, and it's necessary for fine motor practice to know how to do that. The stimulus prompt that has been applied to this ball is the fact that it has less air in it, so it's easier to grab, and it's larger than the other balls that we have in the class. This is the size of the other ones, and this is the size for this student. So it's larger, and it's also deflated a little bit, so it's easier to get a grip on it. Okay, so first we're going to do is learn to catch the ball. Now when the ball gets right here, I want you to put your two hands out and try to do it, okay? All right, here we go. You got good. Okay, I said you got me. Okay, here we go. Very good. That was easy to do because it was big and because you had some grip on it. Okay, here we go. Catch. Very good. You caught that ball. Very good. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. It's big, and maybe I did it a little too fast. So with a ball like this, it is easy to make it go slow. So we will make it go slower. Very good. Very good. Caught the ball. Very good. Okay, here we go. Good. Okay, good try. Good try. Okay, and remember, because it is kind of squeezy like that, you can get a grip on it. Try to get a grip on each side. Good job. Good job. Okay, very good. Okay, here we go. Good job. All right. Very good. Okay. Now then, our next intervention is going to be verbal reprimand. We're going to, this center is going to be a center for Play-Doh. So the student is going to have a chance to play with some Play-Doh, make some letters, make some things with the mold that is here, and play with some Play-Doh. But the student will play with the Play-Doh while independently at the Independent Center while the teacher goes to work with other students. Now you know how to play with Play-Doh. You keep it right here. We don't eat it. We don't put it on the floor. And we try. And I just want you to make your letters with your Play-Doh. Okay? Okay. Now I'm going to have to come over. I'm going to have to work with this group for just a minute. Let's see what we're doing. Okay. Are we supposed to throw Play-Doh? Okay, we are not supposed to throw Play-Doh. So you can work with the Play-Doh at this center if you will keep the Play-Doh on the table. You will use it with the machine just like I asked you to, and you will not throw it. Do you understand those instructions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you throw the Play-Doh, again, you will not be allowed to play with Play-Doh anymore. Keep it right here on the table, and you will not throw it anymore. All right, keep it on the table. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay, good job. Good job. You did not throw it. You kept it on the table. I like that. And you're cleaning it up. Good job. Okay. Keep on picking it up. Very good. I like that. So that meant you get to stay at the table. Okay. Okay, our next intervention is going to be exclusionary timeout. So I'm going to give the student an instruction, and when the student refuses to follow the instruction, then the student will have to go to an exclusionary timeout. We do not put them in the hall, but we do remove them from any positive reinforcement that they would get from being in the classroom, from being in that center of the classroom activities where they get positive reinforcement. The other children will be getting tokens that they will be able to spend. The child that's in exclusionary timeout will be moved to an area of the room where they will not be able to see the other children and will not get any social reinforcement or token reinforcement for the activities that they could be participating in if they were in the classroom. Okay, so Annie, it's time. I'm going to put this back out again. It's time for you to put up this activity, and it's time to move to the other center. Okay? It's time for you to put It's time for you to put the Play-Doh up. You got Play-Doh everywhere. It's time to put the Play-Doh up. It's time for you to go to the next center. You got to put the Play-Doh up now to go to the next center. So, are you not going to put the Play-Doh up? Is that your choice? Okay. You're not going to put the Play-Doh up? I want you to put the Play-Doh up. Put the Play-Doh. Okay. It's going to be time for you to go to timeout then. I'm going to need you to come right over here and sit right over here in this part of the room for just a little while until you can decide to put the Play-Doh up. Okay? Okay, you're in timeout right over there. Okay. Okay. Would you like to come back to the class, put the Play-Doh up and move to the next center.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, you put the Play-Doh in the cup. Good job. Okay, and are you ready to do your next activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay. Our next activity is an example of response, cost, punishment. So that means that the child has a cup of tokens. Here are the tokens that the child has. If the child decides not, if the child does not do what the teacher asks, then a token will be taken out of the cup. At times, when it is used for positive, when it's used for positive reinforcement, they are given tokens. And so now there are tokens in the cup, but they will be taken out when, at this time, for a response, cost, punishment. All right. The problem behavior is that of shouting out and not allowing other students to give answers. So that's the problem behavior, and we're going to ask the student not to shout, but to wait quietly for his turn. Wait till I call your name for your turn. Okay, so the first time is not going to be your turn. It's going to be somebody else's turn. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to ask them, what shape is the first one?
Circle.
It is not your turn. If you shout out, you are going to have a token taken out of your cup. You're going to have to lose the token. Okay. Yes, you got to lose the token. All right. Now then, tell me again, what shape is this?
It's a circle.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me again what shape this is? This is can you tell me? Circle. Very good. Can you find a circle on the sheet? Very good. Okay, a circle right there. Okay, next one. What shape is this one? Can you tell me what shape this is?
It's a square.
Okay. What shape is this? Can you tell me what shape this is? Okay. It is a square. Very good. You waited quietly that time and you let him answer the question. Okay. Now then, what shape is this?
Triangle.
Very good. Triangle. Very good. Okay. What shape is this one? Tell me what shape this is. Can you tell me what shape? Okay. Here we go. It's a rectangle. Very good. A rectangle. Good. That's all of our shapes. Very good. Okay. Our next activity is going to be positive practice over correction. Okay. This is the spelling activity that you did earlier. Here are the results of your spelling activity. Now, you had 10 words that you needed to spell correctly. You had the word wall. You could look at the word wall and see it, but you got in such a hurry that you decided on the last 3 words not to do those, not to check those on the word wall. So you actually spelled them incorrectly when you did this activity. So, in order now to get the correct spelling in your mind, we're going to do some positive practice, okay? Over correction. We are going to take these 3 words, the 3 words that you spelled incorrectly, and I want you to practice them, okay? Now, I want you to slowly and carefully say the letter as you trace it with your finger. You're going to trace it with your finger over and over, and I want you to say the letter, and then I want you to trace it. Now I'm going to watch, and I don't want you to hurry with it, and after you finish, I want you to say what the word is over and over so that you can get in your mind the correct spelling. Now, you've got 3 words that you spelled incorrectly, so you're going to do this with all 3 words. But I want you to sit here and I want you to do it 3 times with each of the words, okay? So let me hear you.
T H E D.
Very good.
T H E D.
Very good.
T H E D.
Very good. Okay. Now then, I want you to take this word, I want you to spell it correctly and trace over it as you go.
T O 2. T O 2. T O 2.
Very good. Okay, and then this last word right here, I want you to trace over this one.
So F U N. Fun.
Very good.
F U N. Fun.
Very good.
F U N. Fun.
Very good. Okay, the next time we will look at the word wall so we won't have to do that, won't you? I know you will. Okay, and our last activity is going to be an activity of negative practice. When the student came in, he went immediately to the dry erase board and started to draw on the board, which is an activity that the students will do sometimes, but have been instructed not to do until it is the right time to do that. So this student, the problem behavior is that this student went to the board and started drawing on the board when they should have gone and have been instructed to go immediately to the centers. So they are to go to their center and they are to start working there, doing the activities that are there. This student chose to get the dry erase board and start drawing. Therefore, the student will have to draw for the entire center time. So that's only about 8 minutes that the student is going to draw. And then the student will not be allowed to go to the center and earn the tokens that the other students will be learning at their centers. Okay, and since you chose to do this, I want you to continue to do this drawing while everyone else is going to go to their centers and do some other things. We'll be playing with Play-Doh and we'll be doing some songs, we'll be doing some music, we will be doing some other things, and they will get tokens for those. But you are not going to be allowed to go to those centers because you're going to stay right here and you're going to continue to draw on the board, which is what you chose to do in the beginning when it was time to go to the centers. And you know that we don't do it this way. We go to the centers first. Okay, so I want you just to stay right here and do this activity while everyone else goes to the center and gets tokens today, has an opportunity for tokens. Okay. And the student will continue to work for a few more minutes while the other students go to the, have their center time. All right, that's the end of our interventions.